Hey, Jules Blessed Vegan, and welcome to day 75 of our 100-day countdown to the best version of ourselves in the new year. I'm so glad you're here. I don't know where you are in your process, but every choice matters. You can certainly start with your next bite. And if it's not regarding the food and it's just some behaviors that you want to change, that was something that I was wanting to discuss. The idea of generational sin, if you're familiar with that from the Bible, what it suggests is that the sin of one person can last for the next 4 generations. But I think more than generational sin, with the understanding that God never holds you accountable for somebody else's actions, we all stand before him ourselves, is the idea of a stronghold. And sometimes because of behaviors and habits of families, we fall prey to what's referred to as a stronghold. So maybe one family, for instance, and this is just an interesting example, maybe the child is aspiring to be a doctor because the father's a doctor, because the grandfather's a doctor. And by all accounts, oh my goodness, that would just equate as very intelligent people who are giving and want to do public service as doctors. But the stronghold is the underlying theme, which could be that, unfortunately, that family is caught up in reputation, in making money, in appearing to the world as intelligent, and heaven forbid they get anything less than an A. And not only is the child expected to follow in their footsteps, but it's already mapped out for the grandchild. That's kind of a stronghold. No one in that family can risk the reputation of not being perceived as incredibly intelligent. So do you see how it's kind of bi-leveled right there? For me, if I thought of having a stronghold, it would probably be in relation to food. And obviously we're talking about being vegan and changing our lifestyles, but it would be in terms of food. It's not that there was a pattern per se. My entire family varies, and there's a lot of people in my family, but that food was an issue. And some people, I've been around what I call normal people, normal eaters, normies, where they literally don't even think about food until they're hungry. And then they simply eat and they don't think about food again. Like it is just not a thing. Whereas in my experience, food was always a focus. It doesn't mean that everyone was obese by any means. In fact, for some, it was the opposite, controlling their food so much that they were thin. But no matter what, it's the stronghold that your weight is part of who you are and your quality of life and whether you're enough or too much as an individual. And that's unfortunate. Food is most certainly a gift from God. And we have such a tremendous variety today. It's a blessing that we can even make food choices, whether it's pescatarian, vegetarian, just, standard American diet, whatever it is you're choosing, there's a tremendous amount of choices. But to be fair, the greatest freedom is not to even have to obsess about food or have it be a major focus of the day. I mean, for me, that would be tremendous freedom. Generationally, it has not been the case for me. It may be that my grandparents were part of the Depression in their teen years, that my parents were born shortly after the Depression, so certainly saving every bite. I mean, we've all heard eat everything on your plate, people are starving in China, all the things that have been said that may or may not be true for you. But having issues with food is definitely a stronghold that I would love to break generationally in my family. So what are you thinking? Is there something in your family that's just a repeated pattern now that you think about it? And is there any way it's holding you back from being the best version of yourself? It's just a thought, topic of the day. And until we talk again, be blessed.